No one likes to be criticized. It's not fun regardless of whether it's well-intentioned or constructive criticism. It's just not fun, right? Nobody likes being criticized. And on today's show, you're going to learn how to handle criticism regardless of intent. My name is Brent, and I am the Fallible Man. And welcome to the Fallible Man Podcast, your home for all things man, husband, and father. I provide content to help men become the men they want to be. And today, if you stick around, you're going to learn the 5 steps of how to handle criticism.
This is the Fallible Man Podcast, your home for everything man, husband, and father. Here is your host, the Fallible Man, Brent Dowland.
Guys, welcome back to the show, and let's get straight into it, right? I don't want to waste your time. Step number 1, you have to learn to know yourself and to have confidence in who you are. Now, I'm going to risk things and put links up here for my very first episode, which was called Stand on a Rock. Because to know yourself, you have to understand who you are and have a foundation. And that really was an entire different podcast and another episode. I'm also going to link another one that I think you'll enjoy, that it was how to appear more confident while you're learning to be more confident. But you have to learn to believe in who you are and that you have value. I know so many very talented people who have very low self-esteem because they just don't see the value they bring to things. They don't see what everybody else sees about them. And so, therefore, they don't really have confidence in themselves and know themselves. And you really need to be confident in who you are and to know yourself. First, you also have to respect yourself and know that you're worthy of respect and that you bring value. Guys, it's all part of truly knowing yourself and having confidence in yourself that you need to dig into this really deeply. And like I said, I'm going to link a couple other resources if you guys missed those. If this is something you struggle with, please take the time to dig into this a little bit and master this, because until you learn to see your own value, to respect yourself and understand that you're worthy of respect and have some confidence in who you are and what you bring to the table, the rest of this episode is not really going to help you much. That is the first major step, is just stopping and having confidence in who you are and believing in yourself. Know yourself. Know you are valuable. Know you are worthy of respect. Know what you bring to the table and have that confidence. And that is the first and most important step of handling any kind of criticism, whether it's constructive, well-intended criticism, or whether it's not, right? And guys, hey, be sure and grab your cup of coffee. You know me. If you watch the channel, I'm a coffeeaholic. So be sure and grab your drink and stick around and hang out for a little while with me. Step number 2, okay? After you know who you are and have confidence in who you are, the next thing you really need to know, the next step to handling any kind of criticism, is you need to know who's speaking to you, who's delivering the criticism. Now, this is really important. Not quite as important as having confidence in yourself and knowing you have value, but knowing who you're talking to, it's incredibly important. The old saying, know thy enemy, is really true in this scenario. And I'm not saying whoever's talking to you or criticizing you is your enemy, okay? But the know yourself or know thy enemy part is important. You have to understand who is in front of you and who is communicating with you, because that matters a lot. Is this person familiar to you? Or familial to you? Either way, right? Is this person close to you? Do you know them? Is this a friend? Is this a family member? Is this person close to you in a healthy relationship to you? right? Do you know them well enough to judge their intent based on who's talking to you? I have a friend that I love dearly, and he does not have the best self-esteem or confidence in himself. And several years ago, I said something to him, and didn't hear from him for a week or two. And finally, I reached out. I'm like, "What's going on? What's up?" And he said, "Well, you said this, and that really hurt my feelings because I just don't know why you would have said that to me." And I was totally taken back because I had known him for so long and so many years. The fact that he would take something I said offhandedly and take it personally really just kind of floored me. And I had to have this conversation with him and tell him, like, how long have we been friends? Have I ever personally attacked you? Have I ever done anything to you that wasn't in your best interest? I mean, this is a dear, close friend, and we've known each other for many years at this point. And he's like, well, no. It seemed really out of character. It's like, then why would you automatically perceive it as an attack on you? And his response was just, it really bothered me, because he said, well, I'm so used to everybody else criticizing me. And I told him, it's like, yeah, but that's not me. We've been friends for years. So this doesn't really compute. So do you know this person well enough to judge their intent? Are you familiar with them? Do you know them well enough to judge their intent? What does their tone and body language tell you about what is happening at the moment? Over 80% of communication is nonverbal, according to people much smarter than me. And so, as a person, you need to learn to be observant and pick up on cues other than just verbal cues. And in this particular situation, it's really valuable. What does their body language confer to you? What does the tone of the conversation confer to you? So the second step of understanding and handling criticism is, after you are confident in who you are and know yourself, you need to know who is addressing you. Is this a stranger? Is this a random person at work? Or these days, is this a random person on the street or on the internet? Because let's face it, everybody on the internet kind of treats each other like jerks most of the time. Sorry, it's just true. And guys, if you're getting something out of this, be sure and smash the like button and let us know that you're enjoying the content, and we're going to keep rolling here. Number 3 is read the room. Have you ever heard this term before? You probably have. Usually it's not in the best tone, but the term read the room. And this is a really, really telltale sign, guys, for dealing with and understanding criticism. Because if you understand and read the room, a person who has your best intention at heart, a person who's actually trying to help you, is likely to pay attention and read the room themselves. They will likely, and I have to say likely because everybody's got that exception to the rule, right? They are unlikely to just embarrass you, right? They don't want to, if they care, if they're trying to do it in a good way, they're likely going to go out of their way to make sure that you are not uncomfortable with the situation or you are not embarrassed, because they care about you. So literally read the room. If you're in the middle of a good big group at a party or something like that, this is probably not constructive criticism. And there are exceptions to every rule. But this is probably not the most constructive criticism, because someone who truly is interested in helping you or encouraging you will take your perspective into consideration and your feelings also into consideration. So read the room, guys. If they pull you aside or take you aside personally or quietly or away from everybody, and their tone is good, it's probably constructive criticism, which I understand is still difficult for some people. But if you know you have value and you're confident in who you are and what you bring to the game, if you understand who the person is who's talking to you and read through the situation, then it doesn't have to be a negative thing, right? Constructive criticism, while aptly named, is still criticism, so it's hard to deal with sometimes, but it is well-intentioned as far as they're trying to help you because they care. Now, I know that's a weird concept, but that's how it is. And you know what? I'm speeding through this. This is going to be a quick show today. So that's great for you and for me. We're going to roll to our sponsor, and we'll be right back in just a minute, guys.
Today's episode brought to you by thefallibleman.com. That's right, it's us. Head over to www.thefallibleman.com and check out our blog, updated twice a week with new content and links to all of our social media offerings. Tag or search us at The Fallible Man or at Fallible Man on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and other social medias for daily content. While you're there, check out our attitude swag, shirts, cups, stickers, and more. Again, that's www.thefallibleman.com.
Number 4, and this is one of the most important things my father ever passed on to me when I was younger. You control your own reaction to everything. You're in charge. No one can make you feel anything you don't allow them to feel. No one can elicit a reaction that you don't willingly give. You are absolutely in control of yourself, whether you want to believe that or not. And you may not want to believe that, because if you give yourself the power, then I'm sorry, but that means if you give yourself the power, that you're responsible. So it's all on you. But that is the truth of what it is, guys. It is all on you. It has nothing to do with them. Someone can say the most horrendous thing in the world to you. It is still on you to decide how you react to that. No one can force you to react badly to that, or to blow up, or to have a conniption, or whatever you want to say. So understand, no one likes to be criticized, but you control your reaction to it. So if you choose to be offended, then you're going to be offended. But understand, you are choosing to do so. They are not offending. You are choosing to take offense. Own up, take your own responsibility. No one can make you feel anything you don't let them make you feel. You allow them to do that to you. It is your greatest power, guys. I did a show recently with Christian de la Huerta, and I'll link that over here. It was one of the things we both agree on is personal responsibility, or Jocko Willink would call it extreme ownership. You control you. You control your reaction. You control who you are. It is one of your greatest strengths and powers, is to know that you are in control. No one can make you feel a certain way. You have to understand that when you're dealing with criticism. If you choose to be offended, then you choose to be offended. If you choose to look at the situation and take in who you are, that you're valuable, that you're confident in who you are, that you're worthwhile, who the other person is, and what their intention seems to be, and where you are tells you more about their intention. Once you have that information, you can absolutely control how you react to that. You already know if this person is hostile and ill-intended, or has negative intentions, or if this person is well-intended and trying to help you. And that should definitely go into you choosing how you react. Guys, people will try to manipulate you and elicit a certain reaction from you. They only win if you allow them to elicit a reaction that you don't want to give. It's not what you want. You are in control, and that is awesome. Guys, before we go on to number 5, be sure and subscribe below. check us out, guys, for more content like this. I have at The Fallible Man is on like 8 different social medias, probably some that you've never heard of before, like Minds, which is a cool Facebook alternative. We also have the www.thefallibleman.com, where you can go and find all our stuff. We have a podcast, we have a blog, we have everything going on, and we put out content like this on a weekly basis. So be sure and subscribe for more. Hit the little bell notification. That way you'll get alerted every time we post on our YouTube channel. And now we're going to get into number 5, guys. Number 5 is take the lesson regardless. Now, this may be hard to hear, but if you already checked off 1, 2, 3, 4, this shouldn't be very difficult for you. Every chance you have to interact with something is a chance to learn. I'm putting a video right here. I did 5 things I learned from Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones was probably not for everybody, but I try and learn from everything I encounter. So guess what? I took some lessons out of the TV series Game of Thrones. I don't necessarily endorse everybody watching it because it's a very mature content kind of show. But I took a lot of things out of it, guys. And likewise, regardless of who it is, whether this is positive, constructive criticism, there's something to be gained out of that conversation, even if this is negative criticism. Okay? You can find out about yourself. You can find out about the person you're interacting with. You can find out about the situation and intentions. You can take what they said and see how you opened yourself up to that interaction, or if you did, and check off if that's a good or a bad thing for you. There is something you can learn, whether it's negative criticism or constructive criticism, from every encounter within a human being imaginable, guys. So number 5 is don't take even negative criticism critically. Understand you're in control. You have the power to decide how you react to things, because you know who you are, you know who the other person is, and you can decipher their intention, but you control your reaction ultimately. And so they are offering you a lesson. That lesson might be, this is not the kind of person I want to hang out with. That might be, this is not the kind of coworker that I can trust. That might be, this person really cares about me and is offering me what they see as a better alternative to something I did. There is something valuable you can learn from every single interaction that you go through. So take the lesson. It's free. It may be a little hard, but you're a bigger man than that, because you know who you are and you know who they are. Take the lesson, smile, and just let that eat them up. Because if they were ill-intended, the fact that you played it off well makes them look bad. It's going to leave them frustrated and make them look like a jerk. And the fact that you played it well is going to make you look even better. And if it's a positive, constructive criticism, then that person knows that it was understood as a positive criticism when you react well and when you smile at them, and will likely respect you more because you were able to accept constructive criticism, because that's the way it was intended. Guys, you are in control. It's a very easy thing to understand. And we're going to wrap this one up. Probably is our shortest show ever. Be better tomorrow because of what you do today. My name is Brent. I am the Fallible Man, and be sure and tune in for more content like this, and I'll see you guys next time.
This has been the Fallible Man Podcast, your home for everything man, husband, and father. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss a show. Head over to www.thefallibleman.com for more content and get your own Fallible Man gear.